Item 10B, adopt resolution accepting the San Bruno Bicycle and Pedestrian Study Report funded by the Metropolitan Transportation Commission. And Jim Shannon.
And we're live. Okay, thank you. Good evening, Mayor and Council. It's a pleasure to be before you tonight to discuss the San Bruno and Bicycle Pedestrian Connectivity Study. Back in 2007, the city applied to the Metropolitan Transportation Commission to enroll in the Traffic Engineering and Technical Assistance Program, or TTAP. TTAP is a program that the MTC conceived to assist cities with specific technical problems that required either some specific expertise or data gathering capability that most cities don't have in-house. And because the city of San Bruno wanted to look at pedestrian connections between the San Bruno BART station and some different areas, locations among the city, we thought this would be sort of a good opportunity to apply for some of that expertise. So the city applied in 2007, and the MTC did accept us into their program and assigned transportation consultants, Fair and Peers, to do some of this analysis. That study was funded by the MTC at a cost of $15,000, which is sort of nice because most of the time when we have grants, the city makes an expenditure and then we get a reimbursement for whatever agency is helping us. In this situation, the MTC simply directed the consultant to do a specific amount of work for us, and which is a very efficient way to do things. There were two main goals of this study. It was to identify the routes used by pedestrian and bicyclists getting to the San Bruno BART station and getting to specific areas, namely the Tanfran Mall, the Crossing, and the Bay Hill Office Park. And then once those routes were identified, recommend some improvements that we might want to make to those routes. And so the area of study sort of bounded by what you see on those bullets there, but it shows that better in this, one hopes, in this, this map here. And essentially what happened is that Fair and Peers actually went out and actually watched where people got off the BART and where they went to and where they left, say, the Crossing or the Bay Hill Shopping Center, and actually followed them to see what routes they took. And those routes that were taken represented here in green, if you can see it, or the numbered routes. The areas in red are sort of bound the major areas. So here we have the Tanfran Shopping Center and BART, we have the Crossings over here, and we have the Bay Hill Office Park. And so the routes that pedestrians and bicyclists used to get from the Crossing to Tanfran was pretty straightforward. When Tanfran was open, folks simply walked right through Tanfran Mall, out the food court, and into the BART station. When Tanfran was closed, simply walked around the side and then entered the BART station. For those folks on the east side of the Bay Hill Office Park, they were observed using Euclid Avenue, going east on Euclid and then cutting up north on Huntington, or perhaps cutting over early from Euclid onto Forest Lane and then taking that down and up Huntington. For those folks that were sort of in the back or the east portion of, the west portion of the Bay Hill Office Park, they use Route 5 here, which is taking Cherry Avenue north and then getting on Commodore Drive and taking that east through the Crossings and then to the BART station. And Council maybe remember the action taken recently to install some sidewalk where none currently exists on Commodore Drive adjacent to the Federal Archives building. And in fact, that was one of the major recommendations that was put forward by Fair and Peers was this area on Commodore Drive that sort of lacked the sidewalk and people were walking the streets, and it just sort of wasn't really a good situation. So that project actually is under design as the project was funded in the 2009-10 capital budget, and half of that funding is provided by an outside grant. Another improvement that staff heartily recommends is the installing of miscellaneous improvements, but in particular some wayfinding signage at key points along the route, namely in and around the Tanforan Mall and the BART station. If you're not intimately familiar with that area, it is kind of hard to figure out where you want to go if you're sort of a pedestrian there for the first time. So some key wayfinding signage would go a long way getting folks from point A to point B. Some other improvements that were recommended but still needs to undergo some additional evaluation by staff due to their complexity of some other issues is these two items here. One of them is the intersection at El Camino Real and Tanforan Way or Commodore Drive. It's sort of that first intersection you get to when you're going north on El Camino from I-380. Because of the wide road, the number of lanes, and the heavy auto traffic use, there was suggestion to alter some of the pedestrian signal timing at that area. And then there was also some pedestrians observed to be crossing where there was no crosswalk or lighted signal on Sneath Avenue, trying to get from Tanforan to town center there. And so one of the suggestions was to install sort of a pedestrian barricade and directing pedestrians to, hey, to use one of the other signals. So those are sort of interesting recommendations that we want to study going forward. So it's been a little while since we did apply, so some work has been going. So we do have, of course, the Commodore Drive Pedestrian Access Project that is funded in 09-10. That's under design. Not only did the study recommend this improvement, but some residents and workers in that area also recommend those improvements. The other small-scale feasible projects, particularly that wayfinding signage, is also included in the Bicycle Pedestrian Improvement Program, which is another project funded this fiscal year. And we want to install those hopefully by the end of this fiscal year. We want to use the Bicycle and Pedestrian Committee to recommend where those locations should be for that signage and sort of the layout, and then let council have some input as well and give some approval for that. Also, we want to note that the findings of this study, small though it is, $15,000, maybe doesn't buy you a whole lot, but there were some important things that came out of this study. We want to incorporate those into a future project that we hope to locate funding for, which is the pedestrian and bicycle master plan. Something San Bruno doesn't have, and staff is really interested in making sure we have that available. So when we have future grant projects, future problems that come up, we have a very clear priority in how those should be addressed. So we hope to have that going forward in future fiscal years. So then our recommendation would be to adopt the resolution accepting the report, and myself and the director are here to answer any questions you might have.
Any questions of staff? Actions from council?
The Chair, I'd be happy to recommend adoption of the resolution.
Roll call, please.
Councilmember Ibarra.
Aye.
Councilmember O'Connell. Aye. Councilmember Medina.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Ruane.
Aye.
Mayor Panzella.
Aye.